You guys will get this the day of the op on the 6th at 14. Let's see, 14:10 is when that brief starts. Um, and runs about half an hour. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to start the slideshow. And then again, if you guys need any burning questions, ask right then and there. If not, we'll circle back at the end of the brief. You guys can save the questions for the last. All right, so this is red flag 25-3. It's going to be taking place in an Alaska setting. This is our second op that we've done. The first op, we had about 30 people. We had some high-vis folks in there, one of them being Captain Burner. He's our 4YA participant. And then we had Bogey Dope as well, but Bogey Dope will not be joining us due to reasons I am not going to repeat or put out there. Just know that he is hopefully going to attend the next one if everything goes well. All right, so non-sim admin items. We will get the server name updated. It is going to be Rolling Thunder Red Flag. So actually, I will update that right after. The IP address will change as well. So these two items will be changed. We will get that the day of, so everybody has it right then and there. Password will be changed as well. So these three items will be changed. You guys will have that again the day of to make sure everybody will get in. SRS will auto connect. And then again, like I said, please hold all the questions until the end of the brief unless there's something wrong with the info on the slide. The mods we will be using are the F-22, UH-60L mod, the military aircraft mod, 465 range targets, current hill assets, both US packs. I recommend getting these. They're free. Go on to Current Hills mods on the internet. It'll pull it up, both US packs. You can just navigate through the mods packages. They got some really good stuff in there. For the mission, the mods will be removed from the mission, so you don't need them. If you guys want to see the mods, I would highly recommend these.
I guess it's been a few minutes since I've been on
Yep.
Current Hill's website. I didn't know there was two.
Yes, there's two US packs. There's like one right above each other.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. And then for the mission, mission purposes, meaning mission talk, movements, flight checks, everything mission-wise will be conducted over SRS. If you guys have navigated through the Discord, you guys will have your each individual flight channel for voice chat. So that'll be your BS talk, off-channel talk, stuff that you guys don't want to put over the radio. You guys can talk internal to Discord. So anything that is mission related, push your PTT, put it over the comms, and then we'll go into the comm stuff a little later. Just a little outlook on start time and the time frames. The admin brief will be at 14:05. I think that's sped up a little bit. All these are sped up a little bit. So the briefing is at 14:10. Flight brief will run about 30 minutes. So it'll be pretty quick because you guys will have most of this info to pass on to your people. And then mission will unpause at 1500 on the dot. Then you guys will be able to call in, do all your stuff, start, then we'll be able to roll from there. Situation. So this is taking place 6th December 2025. Redlandia has taken control of some cities and will be on the move to take control of more. They have pinned down two of our U.S. Special Forces teams as well that have been traveling the region gathering intel on key sites to hit that will cripple their infrastructure and allow blue forces to move in, take back control of the cities to rebuild stability. They have a lot of assets that include fast air defense, and small arms. Blue 4 commander has decided to seize this opportunity to cripple the Red 4 armed forces by destroying the key ground sites, infrastructures, forces, and communications points before they take control of the surrounding cities they do not yet occupy. CAS will be required to allow our Army Helo counterparts to go in, extract our teams, and then go out. The commander has also spun up another Special Forces team to assist in finding and destroying 2 SA-10 sites that will hinder fast air uh, for Blue Side for any advancement. The scenario, it will simulate a strike coordination and reconnaissance coupled with deed, seed, cap, and CAS. So your limitations, this is for all air-to-air engagements. You will only be able to choose AIM 120Cs and AIM 9X. There will be no cluster munitions. Munitions are prohibited, even for CAS, because we need those to be pinpointed. No JSOWs because we don't want you guys just lobbing in stuff and get a freebie off of that. Any hypersonic missiles are not allowed, so no AIM 260s, none of that. F-22s will be limited to 4 AIM 120 Charlies, no AIM 9Xs, just for the fact of the F-22 can turn on a dime and, launch off an AIM 9 without a problem. So F-22s, if you guys are merged, you will give a fighting chance to the aircraft you are merged with. So meaning don't pull a 14G turn around and shoot them within 2 seconds. Play with them a little bit. Anybody who is going to be using combined arm assets will talk with their air assets to deconflict their position so there are no blue on blue kills. I know Burner, we're going to be using the Herc for you. If you want, you are going to be one of our combined arms assets guys, probably in the CAS area. If anybody is going to use mortar crews, we don't have any mortar crews, so that is not applicable. But if anybody does choose to switch, you are only to use the mortars through the F10 map due to a bug. It will shoot you up in the air and you cannot use it from the ground. Paladin and Excalibur crews, you will have to reach out to get fire missions. Again, don't just lob any rounds into the city. It may cause a blue on blue situation. All right, so the commander's intent, neutralize Redlandian forces to reduce the ability of Redland to control the region. In-game time is 1000 hours. Your cloud cover is overcast with a base layer of 9,500 feet. It will be snowing. There is kind of like a dynamic snow, so it'll be snowing in some areas, some not. It could change with the cloud movement. And it will be negative 12.4 degrees Celsius. So make sure you guys are running your de-icing and all your heat stuff. Weather updated is through ATIS. We'll give the freak on that the day of. And then your bullseye is Kalisvidosk. So going in the ROEs, if you perceive you are under immediate threat, engagement is authorized. This means if you are being painted, spiked, or you receive radar contact, that is not an immediate threat. If you get a launched on warning, that is. So if someone is just playing around and locking you up on the radar, that is not an immediate threat. Just for clarification. Participants are ultimately responsible for following loadout restrictions documented in the spins as we went over. Once you have launched on your targets, it would be wise to turn cold and push for a tactical reset and make the engagement last longer to allow our strike packages to kind of get set up and break through. If you need to handle real world stuff and can recover to the base, please do so. If you cannot, please get on comms with myself, Stinky, or your respective AWACS to announce it so we can track it. All AWACSs will have the roster so they can go in and check off, hey, this guy has left the AO. We don't have to worry about him. That is just a piece for the ground guys, the tower, to figure out, hey, I got 1 incoming or I have 10 incoming. All weapon employment will not be below the specified in the strike packages. Exception will be for the A-10s, helos, and CAS assets. Communicate all shots and flight movements. Situation awareness is key for pulling off a win. Also, this mission, we did it last time. There's a little bit of a confusion piece. This will not be simulated. If you get hit, you will blow up and die. So I would be very cautious on how you go about your engagements, because I do not want anybody going up within 5 minutes and dying to an AIM 120. Air-to-air IFF, I know low fidelity aircraft, it's a little weird, but make sure you identify enemy contacts while preparing your jets. Set your IFF for you and your flight. That is for the high fidelity stuff. If your furball merged, visual confirmation will be required. All aggressors, that means all Red 4, will have adversary paint schemes for identification purposes. If you guys have a custom one that you got off of DCS downloads, use the stock aggressor liveries. You guys can have all the same color, it doesn't matter. This is just for Blue 4 to figure out, hey, that is not one of my guys. I know that's an enemy. Cool, let's fight. TAC ends will be set for the tankers and will be noted in the support assets page when we get to it. AO map and known threats. So the blocked out piece is the mystery. I'm not going to give any information on that, but I will go over the gist of everything. So Blue 4 is going to go out of Sanaki Koki. They will depart and hit all their waypoints for their marshal stacks. Same with the red. They'll come out the opposite way, go up, hit all their points for the marshal stacks. Same. Conflict will be in the middle. You guys have your bullseye here. There are 2 inbound tankers and 2 outbound tankers. 1 regular KC-135, 1 MPRS. You guys have 1 AWACS per side, as you can see, which is noted by the W. Nalchik holds all the Army Helo assets and all of the blue ground forces LZ. Up here is where the Special Forces team will be. We'll dive a little bit deeper into the half and half version of this in the next few slides. All right, so Blue 4 traffic. Again, I think we have some controllers in here. So for Blue 4, when you guys pull up the F10 map, follow these arrows, how they are. So you guys will depart all one runway, which is this, and you'll shoot out to start following your waypoints. On your return, you guys will come back in the opposite way and basically just go opposite. If you guys want, you guys don't have to go to your respective hangars. You guys can park all along the big parking way right here. Controllers, do you guys have anything to add for traffic piece? I know it may get a little confusing. So if you guys are flying for aircraft, listen to the ground controllers and what they're telling you, because they will be seeing all of the movement through lot ATC. I'll pass it over to the Blue 4 if there's the blue controller for Sanaki here. No?
I'm
Okay.
not sure
We
I'm
will.
even signed up for one yet, to be honest.
I don't think you are. All right. So, Nalchik, this is our forward operating for the Army helos. All the Army helos are here. Helos, you will depart on the red strip taxiway. This will be your outbound and inbound. So once you guys leave, you'll leave from this taxiway, shoot out. Inbound, you'll land, taxi back to your spots. A10s, they will taxi all the way down, take off to go to their respective AO. Red 4, so you guys come out, flow down, make a right. You guys will take off, depart, then start to follow your waypoints. All right, so blue 4 comm side. So for the controllers for blue side, Nausicaa ground is 250, Nausicaa tower 251. It's only one apart. I will be controlling Nausicaa because I will be one of the last to depart, so I will get everybody out. Kind of double team that because I know we're low on controllers. Sanaki is going to be 302 for ground, 303 for tower. Your AWACS is going to be 270 for blue side. Fast air, you're going to stay on 270 because jumping back and forth through multiple flights is kind of difficult. So I put you guys all on the same freak so he can control and make it easy. Helos and CAS, you guys will be running 30.00. Ground forces are the same, so there's a good communication line here for anything for deconfliction. Red 4 side, so Kutaisi Tower, 267. Kutaisi Ground, 275. AWACS is 245. Fast air, again, you guys are set up on the same freak, so everything is smooth. Any red 4 ground forces, which we don't have, which would be 310. All right, so blue 4 side game plan. So once you guys depart, you'll hit waypoint 1, which will be just left of Katasi, push off to waypoint 2. You guys have the option to take off light, refuel, and then push to your marshal stack, or push to your marshal stack, get fuel, and then come back. If you guys go up, kind of shoot off some stuff, come back, run low on fuel, you guys can refuel, call yourself off station that you're going to get fuel, and then resume by calling back to be on station. So you guys have pictures of Nautic here. All these waypoints are all the helo flights, all the attack coming out. CAS will come up and start to service targets in this area. You guys have SAM sites surrounding the main conflict area and the main targets. And that is for all the ground to hit right here in this area off to the left. Red side, so you guys will depart waypoint 1. Once you guys hit waypoint 1, again, refuel on the in tankers, or you guys can hit marshal stack and hit your tankers up here. Now, with that being said, with tanking, hitting marshal stack points and all that, we're going to go into the package 1 time game plan. So mission start is at 10. If you guys want to read from top, it'll be left to right. So mission start is at 10. By 12 in game time, you must be at marshal stack ready to push. So vol plus 0, SA6 pet window, meaning your seed flight will push at 12 to start doing your pet shots. Vol plus 2, that's when your deed phase will start. So 2 to 5, your deed phase will push. That will be your strike package in succession, which we will go over when we get to that order of battle. Roll call will be completed by 10:15, meaning once you guys start, you guys will have all your stuff in order, call up, be ready to push. But again, remember, you must be in place by no later than 12. If something is getting pushed to the right, that will be pushed up through the AWACS for further, talks to make sure everything's okay. At 12, the red side will start OCA phase, so all their cap assets, stuff like that, will start to push. Just after 12:05, so around 12:06, 12:07, seed reactive plus the OCA will happen. Package 1 will happen from 12 to 12:20. it may bleed over to package 2, which will be fine. 18 minutes in, deed BDA should be happening. So once you guys drop on targets, you guys should be looking through your TGP, whatnot, making sure your targets are being hit. So phase end condition, which would be vol plus 20, all SAM sites must be destroyed. So meaning all sites as in the radar portions. All the SHORAD pieces around it, you guys can go back, attack that if need be, if time allows, and or you're able to get in. At the end of package 1, if you have any harms, Fox 2's 3's remaining, check in with TAC Command and Control for tasking, then hit the tanker and act as a reserve for package 2. You guys will have some time after package 1 to go get fuel. If we need to push to the right, we can push right. That's fine. Does anybody have any questions on this slide? I know it's a little confusing.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So phase 2, we'll start at 12:30. Roll call for that will be 12:28 to make sure everybody in flight is ready to push for Vol 2. That will be a defensive counter air phase, meaning all the strike packages will be able to start pushing. Cap assets that are left will clear a path. Again, strike packages, you guys will have Fox 2s, Fox 3s, so you guys can maul your own path down if you need to. Mop up phase, meaning if you guys have any ordnance left, you guys can drop it. Make sure you guys are getting in, getting out clean. Seed reactive shots, if there's any seed assets left, that will happen as well. So again, Vol plus 2, deed packages will push. Irene should happen at 12:30. So Irene condition is met when all pre-brief SAM sites are destroyed by package 1, which would be your seed flight, which this is, should say seed instead of package 1. Package 2 vol does not start without Irene. If no Irene condition is met, you will roll X, meaning you will have to push. Taxi 2 calls Irene, so the AWACS will get that BDA and then call Irene. This vol will be 60 minutes again. If we need to push to the right, we push to the right. So adversary fighters, which are all human PvP, you guys have F-15C, F-16, F-22s, and you have the F-18C. Blue side, you have F-18C, A-10, F-22s, F-16s, and F-15Cs. For our Hilo counterparts, so you guys have the Apaches, the Chinooks, Kiowas, you have your UH-60 Whiskies, and your UH-60 DAPs. So your attack helos will be the Apaches, the UH-60 DAP, and the Kiowas. So the enemy order of battle for your SAM sites are the SA-10s, you have SA-13s, SA-11s, SA-6s, and SA-18s. We have a nice chart here. We can go down the list. So the SA-6 will go up to 33,000 feet to defeat Chaff, 20 nautical miles. SA-10s plus 50,000, 40 nautical miles. Haver SA-11 plus 50 at 20. SA-13s at 15 at 3. Then you have your SA-18s, anything below 12,000 at 3 nautical miles. So your package order battle for strikes. First to push in will be Ghost, which will be your F-16s. Strike Package 2, which will be Python Flight. That is also F-16s. Strike Package 3, which is Smoke, is F-18s. And your seed assets, you will have Weasel Flight. CAS assets is Shooter 1-1, which is a lone F-18C. Spear and Hog Flights, which are both A-10s. Helo Flight, which is Stetson, or Helo Stetson Flight. Helo Death Flight. So Stetson is the Kiowas, Death Flight is all the Apaches. All right, Strike Package 1. These will be the targets that you guys will hit. One is a comm tower, which is the top left. You guys have a little factory of the fuel tanks, which is top right. One SA-10 site, which is hidden amongst the city, is bottom left, and bottom right is another SA-10 site. Both SA-10 sites are pretty well within close proximity, so it will be hard for everybody to get towards that. So this will be Ghost Flight's responsibility. This is the waypoint. It'll be waypoint 5. Ghost 1-4 has waypoint 5, but that is for the SA-10 sites. That will be for him only. He will be trying to take the SA-10 sites out with the help. Following the main targets being destroyed, if time on target allows for secondary targets to be hit, you may do so. Weapon employment will be no lower than 9,000 feet MSL. Strike Package 2. This will be Python Flight. So you guys have a factory, some buildings in the back, some helos, and you guys have some assets around it, ground vehicles and such. And out front, if you guys can see in that little circle of trees, there's a radar. These are the target coordinates. Also, waypoint 5 is already built in. So again, following the main target, same rules of engagement. Time on target allows for secondary targets to be hit, and we do so. Weapon employment will be no lower than 11,000 feet MSL. Strike Package 3, which is Smoke Flight. You guys have some radar domes. You guys have a comm bunker. Regular JDAM will not penetrate that. You guys will need a penetrator. You guys have a little factory and a headquarters building. So Smoke Flight will be loaded a lot more heavy set for the mission that they have test. Their waypoint is waypoint 4. Those are the coordinates for it. Same rules of engagement on the first line, and then their weapon employment will be no lower than 13,000. For your CAS, so Shooter 1-1, he has his coordinate for the CAS area of responsibility. He's going to confirm with the ground forces forward observer for any laser guided CAS actions. Spear 1-1 and Hog 1-2, they have their MGRS grid, como son lets, that's their area of responsibility unless called upon to help with CAS. Spear 1-2 and Hog 1-1, they're going to be over in Kamayak, servicing targets there. Stetson Flight, nothing's changed. Nova Polosk, you may be retasked for actions at waypoint 2. Death 1-1, Death 1-4, and Soar 1-2. You guys will also be in the vicinity of Como Solets. So make sure you guys are calling out with Spear 1-1 and Hog 1-2. Death 1-2 and Death 1-3. They will be also in Nova Polosk. Stetson Flight, you guys can talk with them if you guys need any assistance. Troop extraction will be the responsibility of Pager 1-1 and SOAR 2-1. So Pager 1-1, you're responsible for Team 404. And then myself and SOAR 2-1, I'm responsible for 441, 437, and 438. And if Pager 1-1 goes down, I can pick up 404. SOAR 1-1 and Pager 1-2, as well as sync flight, will be extract cover air. So you guys will have the guns up, doing a circle around the target area, serving targets that try to take us down on the way in. So troop extraction continued. So this is the MGR grid for the LZ, which will be just off of the building pictured on the right. Picture on the left is Team 404. Picture on the right is the other three teams. And there will be a forward observer on the roof servicing laser guided help for all the CAS assets. Blue 4 tanker and support. So you guys have Texaco 2-1, TACAN is 46 X-ray, ARCO 1-1, 45 X-ray, which is the MPRS, Texaco 3-1, which is 47 X-ray, that is the FAR tanker, and ARCO 2-1, 48 X-ray, MPRS FAR tanker. AWACS is going to be Overlord 1-1, 270.00. Redland tanker is going to be Shell 1-1, 34 X-ray, Shell 2-1, 36 X-ray, that's the FAR. Texaco 1-1, it's 35 X-ray, MPRS. Texaco 4-1, 37 X-ray, MPRS FAR. Their AWACS is Magic 1-1, and it's 245.00. So wind conditions and DLOs, all ground attack flights must hit their primary ground targets. Remember to cross-check between each flight. You may have to hit another flight's primary target due to them becoming a combat loss. Seed flights is for you to capture wind, you must hit at least 80% of the major search radars / SAM sites. Ghost 1-4 being tasked with a single task to go after the SA-10 sites. They will have to hit 1 to get a win. Pager 1-1 and SOAR 2-1, our job is to get both sets of teams out. In reality, it's all 4, so we need to get all 4 out, bring them back to the FOB. All right, so I'm gonna need 10 minutes. I gotta go do something real quick, and then when I get back, we will go over questions, and if I need to go back, we can. And then Burner, if you wanna cut the recording, that'll be good too. All right, I'll be right back. Is Devil Dog still in here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the IP for the server? The new one.
I tell you, I'll have to kill you.
Yep, go ahead.